I will start with the cards. Hi, someone's on. Hi, Christina, you all right? Let's get a card going. Hi, someone else has joined. Just pop a comment in so I can see who it is. Hi, Lisa. Ooh, power and intention card for tonight. So this one, we've been getting ideas that are streaming in and they're kind of sparking us, but we might not be following up on them. So this card is saying when these ideas come in, stay strong, hold strong, keep them, set that intention. It's all about, really embodying. Yeah, Lisa, I'll do you a card. You were extra early, so I will do you a card. Someone else has joined, just say hi, so I know who it is. Let's see what this. Honesty and communication, Lisa. So I feel like at the minute you might be holding back from saying things to someone. So this is about you having your own boundaries and you're okay to have them and they come from a loving place. So just make sure that you're communicating that out and you're not feeling guilty for saying something to someone or telling them the truth. You're allowed to stand in your own power and not have someone take advantage of you. So if you feel like someone has been kind of taking advantage or overstepping the mark, you're allowed to say that, just back off or give me some space or let me breathe, just in a nice, gentle way, but please have that honest communication with them. It'll help. So hi, Oswald. Oh, I'm glad you made it. I know you said that you didn't know whether you could. So tonight we're going to be talking about the podcast, and I don't know who's seen that this week, heard that this week. But it is all about helping you when you start out manifesting, because when we start out and we start any kind of mindset work or changing anything about our life, we can often get really, really overwhelmed by thinking everything has to change instantly, and if it doesn't, we're no good at it. And hi, Melanie. I bet you've all had that feeling where you just thought, I'm not getting this, I'm having too many bad days, I'm not getting the positive thinking, it can't be working for me. I know when I started meditation, I was like, I'm really not getting it. I can't concentrate. I can't shut my thoughts out. I can't do all this stuff. And often I just stopped, and I would stop for months because I just felt like I wasn't moving forward. So what I wanted to say is that the small changes are the things that make the biggest difference. So it's not going to come like a massive lightning bolt and hit you in the face and go, right, now you are a new person. That wouldn't happen, and if it did, it would feel awful because you wouldn't know what was going on. You wouldn't know who you were. No one around you would know who you are. You've got to slowly acclimatize these things, and what happens then is it becomes natural. It becomes who you are. So all it takes is 2 degrees of difference to make a huge impact in your life and start turning things around. So it's not about making huge changes and changing everything overnight. It's about making small steps each day to get you closer to who you want to be. So when you think about when we went through the identity one and we started talking about who is it you want to become, and you think about it, whether you want to become a wealthy person or you want to become, I don't know, a runner or something, you've got to start to think of, well, what do they do? What is it about them that makes them them? And then you've got a whole list of things that they do that you can slowly start to implement. You don't have to do everything on that list now. So for me, when I've wanted to start manifesting, I looked at all the people who were doing that really well and what did they do daily. Now for them daily, it was meditation, it was gratitude, it's affirmations, journaling, and mindset work, shifting the beliefs. So I had to slowly incorporate them into my day. And I only did it over time. I didn't go, right, I'm going to do these 5 things as of tomorrow, because I couldn't do them. I didn't know how to meditate properly. I wasn't journaling properly because I hadn't done it since I was 10. And gratitude, I didn't know where to start. I was constantly looking at everything that was wrong in my life instead of everything that was right. So it took a huge shift to start changing them. So I originally started with gratitude. That was how I got this whole journey going. I started to think, right, well, I'm going to incorporate one thing in, and then at least it starts to build the momentum. So I started doing a gratitude journal, and I actually started it on Instagram because I wanted it to be out there in the universe. And I would post every day just a picture and 5 things I was grateful for that day. And it's not about doing that so it's overwhelming. You could write that in your notes in your phone. You could, set a reminder just to sit there once a day and think, right, what am I grateful for? And what that does is gratitude really starts to retrain your brain. So where you're constantly wired and you're looking at everything that's going wrong or everything that's happening to you, which we've all been brought up to do, so it's not a bad thing if that's where you are. It's just we need to start to change that. So what you do with gratitude is you slowly start to think, well, what is going well today? What have I enjoyed today? What was really, really good today? And actually, when you break it down and you start to do that, you see that I haven't had a bad day. I've maybe had a bad morning, or I've had a bad afternoon. My whole day wasn't bad because there was certain things in the day that really were good. And it just helps to retrain your brain and move you forward so that you can really start to look at things. And all it takes is small changes like that over time. So how it's built up for me, I started off just purely doing my gratitude journal on Instagram, doing that post every day. And I wanted it on Instagram so that I was committing to it, because otherwise I just forgot. I would forget, and then a week would go past and I'd be like, oh, I've not done my gratitude. And I never got into the momentum. So that was what kept me on track and kept me committed. But that could be something else for you. It could be a reminder in your phone or whatever it is, or post it on your fridge. Whatever's going to keep you on track is all you need. And from that, I thought, wouldn't it be good if people looked at this Instagram post and started doing gratitude journaling all over the world? And it was just a flippant thought one day, and it's manifested. So that gratitude Instagram grew and grew, and then my confidence grew. I started learning more and incorporating more and building more into my daily routines. And then everything started to grow to the point where now I'm actually teaching these techniques. So it is like this stuff just starts off small. I never ever thought just from doing something so small like that was going to have the impact it's had. And now I'm in touch with people all over the world who started following my gratitude Instagram as well. And now, they're in my membership groups, they're part of the community, and it's getting bigger and bigger. And it's so amazing to think, if I hadn't come in from work that day, absolutely had enough, like, oh my God, enough is enough. I need to do something to turn things round, and started that gratitude journal, all of this wouldn't be happening. The podcast wouldn't be happening. It just wouldn't have come together. And it was that one small change to decide that day, enough is enough. I am turning this round. And I just made small changes every single day. So I want you to think about where you are now. And it's not about, I know where you want to be. You want to be in a good place. You want to be feeling happy. You want to be feeling free. You want to be feeling really good every single day, which is you can have that. But you might not be feeling that at the minute. So if you're not feeling that at the minute, that's okay. And what you can know is that by building these small changes into your life, you could have that ultimate goal of feeling free, feeling happy, feeling completely different to what you are now. But you've just got to commit to yourself that you're going to make some small changes. You're going to just add some small things in. And that compound effect over time has a huge impact. So if you think about it, and to give you an analogy on it, if you had a boat that was leaving the harbour, then the boat starts to go out and it's got its course, it's setting off to a new continent, but it goes out and someone changes the direction by 2 degrees, just 2 small degrees. But this boat, if it travels 1,000 miles, it's going to be on a completely different continent. It's going to be on a whole different place by just that turning of the wheel 2 degrees. And that is all it takes. And it really is. I heard an analogy once, and it was from a golfing pro, and he had one of his students who was really struggling. He'd been totally on his game, and then all of a sudden he'd lost it, and he just kept missing and like coming up short in golf. And when he looked at how he was holding the club, he just said it's 2 degrees of difference. Literally 2 millimeters of change will change your whole outlook on this. So all he did was reposition his hand by 2 millimeters, and he just got his game back. And it really does only take small changes to have the biggest impact. So what would you add into your day? Hi Denise, yay, you did make one. So what could you add into your day, or what have you been thinking about adding into your day that hasn't happened yet, or you think, oh, it's too big, or you've been struggling with? Pop some stuff in the comments and we'll chat them through. And as well, another thing I talk about in the podcast is, if you want to start running and you want to be a runner, you don't go out tomorrow thinking, right, I've never run before in my life, let's go and run 20 miles. You wouldn't do that tomorrow, because one, you wouldn't be able to do that. You'd probably do it and then think, right, I'm no good, I'm giving up. And then another one, you couldn't physically do it. So it's the same with mindset work. You can't just go out tomorrow and go, right, I am this new person, this is me, that is it. Because our old patterns and our old ways of being are still there. So we have to slowly introduce the new so that the old slowly goes out. And it's not about, right, going boom, it's gone. It's about just slowly integrating changes. And what you'll find is over the time, all these things that were bothering you, all these things that were happening, just don't anymore. You don't. So for me as well, meditation, I started adding meditation once I finally worked out how to do it and how to stick to a practice. And I added meditation, and I'd heard all these things, it's good for stress and it's good for mental clarity and all of this stuff. And I just went into meditation because I wanted to read tarot cards. That was what I wanted to get out of it. But it's so much more. So now I don't react like I used to. I used to be so angry, I could fly off the handle at anything. And now if something happens, I'm just so calm because I can bring in that calm energy. I just don't react like I did. I don't let people bother me like I did. I protect my energy through meditation, so I don't have people draining me all the time. So it is really, really powerful. And just from learning that technique, now I don't have that flip rate. I used to think when I was married, I had this red mist that I would say would come over me, and I would get so angry, and I just used to feel like this red mist would cloud over me, and I'd be like, ah! And as well, because I'm a redhead, I used to be like, oh well, it's just because I'm a redhead, I'm angry, I'm feisty, I'm that. And I'm really not. I am so calm now. I don't really get angry. It's very rare. I just don't have that reaction rate. And it's crazy when I think back to what I used to be like. And just slowly over time, by implementing that one thing, has just let the other stuff go. It's just totally changed my direction. Hiya, Denise. So, has anybody got anything that they've been thinking of trying, or they think of, right, who do you want to be, and what is things that they do, or something that you've tried and you've thought, right, I can't get this and I've just given up? Just anything. You're a very chill for a redhead. Thanks, Christina. it's took time. It hasn't been like this for life. If you speak to any of my family, they might disagree. But yeah, honestly, I used to be so angry and so opinionated and like really outspoken with certain things. And now I have this real energy about me, like, so what? You know, it's not going to get me wound up, it's not going to get me bothered. And it has just been years of adding that to meditation to my day. So the big things, definitely. Hi, Heather. Oh, you made one? Fab. So Heather was saying about what small changes could you make every day that would get you further on, would get you to that next stage. So if you've got any, let me know. Lisa, the meditation course is out. So I wanted to, that's a good reminder actually, because the meditation course I've just done is 4 weeks, and it gets you, it's not a big commitment, it's just a few minutes a day, up to 10 minutes a day. And it just gets you from basic level right into you know what you're doing. Plus, it helps anyone who's been struggling to set a practice. So if you've been struggling dipping in and out of meditation, you're like, I can do it, but I don't really get into the flow of it, then it's for you as well. So the meditation course is out. Hi, Becca. Nice to see you. And so that's there and that's available. But this weekend, because we have Friday the 13th, and 13 is my lucky number, I absolutely love it. So I'm so excited about Friday the 13th. I am doing a flash sale for all of you in the Facebook group, everyone on my email list. So we're doing a flash sale, 25% off all my products. So that's the meditation course, that's the abundance prayer as well, if you want that. And also, if anybody wants to book a session with me or multiple sessions with me, it's off all of that. Plus, it's off the membership for 1 month as well. So 25% off for this weekend, starting tomorrow. So we'll have a link for you to get the coupon. And then, yeah. So if you want, my son says, stop letting things rent free in your head. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. And that is so true. And that is something that, so meditation as well, just to give you an insight into what it's given me, it's not just given me peace of mind, calmness, all of that. It's made me into more of a badass than I ever was. So I used to let people walk over me. I used to take people's opinions of who I was and what I should be and all of that stuff. Through meditation, I've really found who I am and who I am inside. And I literally do not take crap, but I don't react. I just do it in a nice way. So I just set boundaries. And if people don't respect it, then that's down to them. But I don't tolerate them not respecting it it sounds really badass, but it's a really good way to be. It's just an inner strength. And honestly, it's so good. I'm just checking up on the comments. So we've got practice tuning into my intuition every day. I take at least 5 minutes to meditate. Brilliant, Heather. Yeah, it's the best way. Practicing self-analysis, what gives me aha moments helps. I love that, Denise. So yeah, Christina's put on the frustrated to Zen. But like I said, if you want to get that code tomorrow, we're going to have that up and running soon. And yeah, Lisa, you can get the code and get 25% off that as well. So Christina's, I too enjoy the guided meditations, really helpful for building muscle. Yeah, honestly, I love guided meditations. That's what got me into it. But as well, it's there's so much stuff you can do that really does. You think it's like the small things, and we just take it for granted. We think of, like gratitude, we think it's so small. Journaling, so small. But honestly, the impact it has is crazy. So if anybody is starting out, I know when I first started meditating and I was reading up on all this stuff and I was thinking, everyone's saying the same thing and I don't get it. Everybody's saying all they've done is meditate, journal, gratitude, affirmations, and change their limiting beliefs. And I'm like, it cannot be that easy. You cannot just incorporate them things. Now, changing your limiting beliefs is the bit that gets trickier, but all the other stuff helps you do that. So the affirmations, your limiting beliefs are just things that you've said on repeat constantly for years. So your affirmations, you're just changing them. But as well in the membership, we do tapping. So that changes it at the source. It transfers the belief at the time. So you can start to shift that as well. So yeah. Oh, brilliant, Lisa. Honestly, that course will just get you started, get you going, and get you really into it. And there's some really good meditations in it as well that just get you started on starting to visualize where you want to go as well. So there's an added bonus in there, which is really good. I make guided journaling, list building, and questions that are easier for many people than free writing. Yeah, I do that as well, Denise. So in my daily tracker that I do every single day, I like to have a worry journal. So first bit's free writing, and I get all my worries out, get all my concerns out, anything that's bothering me that day, because I find that when I write it out every morning, it's just gone. So if I keep hold of all that stuff that's kind of maybe worrying me that day, it's just out. It's out on paper and it really helps. So I do that, and then I move on to 3 things I'm grateful for every morning, and I write them down. And then I go on to what are my 3 big goals I'm aiming for. So I'm writing my goals constantly and getting into that feeling of what they'll be like. So I'm writing all of that out and, you know, linking that in. I'm also then, who am I trying to be? So who am I becoming? And that is where you're adding like your I am affirmation. So I am a wealthy entrepreneur. I am a free spirit. Whatever it is for you, whatever it is you're adding, I add that in. And then I do my cards every single day as well. And I journal on what they're telling me. Yeah, can't wait to try the meditation. So list building, yeah. As well, what I've been thinking, because I know a lot of people said in the group that I have ADHD, and someone posted something the other day and I had a really good thought. So I think it was Casey had posted about the young girl who was in the hospital and she was really struggling, but she has ADHD and she normally has a fidget. So one of the fidget spinner things. So she got her one and it just absolutely made her day. So for anyone who's struggling, meditating and sitting for some time and concentrating on that, get yourself a fidget so that you can be sitting and playing with that and your mind's like playing with you and your hands are busy, but your mind can kind of concentrate on something else, hopefully. So do something like that. Or as well, incorporate your meditation into your ironing routine. You know, you can go off and be in a different place and just, yeah, obviously, please don't burn yourself. But there's loads of ways around it. Meditation doesn't have to be a chore. It just has to be something that fits in well for you. And what it's about is really with the guided meditations as well. They do a lot of the work, so they connect in with your subconscious. So really, you don't have to be stressing about listening to every word that they say. Or do you have them? Well, Denise, definitely try them with your meditations and see if it helps, because it might just help you sit there and concentrate. So I'm a list builder. So for those of you who are the same, he was Rachel's routine. Oh, fab, yeah. So yeah, that routine as well that I do daily, hopefully, we are getting that put into an actual journal as well. So there's going to be so much coming. But yeah, I'm looking to put that into a journal that you can actually do every day. So it's kind of what I do every single day. And again, this has took time. I have not went right from the very beginning where everything was stressing me out to like now I meditate, journal, do all this stuff every single day. At the very beginning, I was like, I don't have time. I can't fit any of this in. And it's took practice to do it. And if I don't do it first thing of the morning, that's okay. I don't flip out. I do it when I get time. So it's about finding what works for you. Now, some days I'm up early because I've got early meetings, so I definitely don't get up because I'm not a morning person. I'm such a night owl. I don't get up and do my meditation and my journaling first thing on them mornings. I just do it after the meetings, and that's fine. That's what works for me. So as well, with these small changes, try different things, try things that are gonna work for you, that fit your lifestyle. And actually you'll find over time that your lifestyle starts to change, but at least you're starting to incorporate these things in that really, really do help. So Denise, I'm so impressed with the change in you over the years. Oh, thank you. That is so nice. And yeah, so Denise is like, obviously we met a couple of years ago now, and my journey has been massive over this time. And this is again just one of them things where having that courage to start to change things is so big, because when me and Denise first met, I didn't even have a business. Didn't have anything up and running. I had like a big plan of what I wanted to do, but nothing was up and running. I had never done a Facebook Live. I was so scared of doing them. The thought of having a podcast, I had never even thought of that. And this was literally early 2020. So it is huge, the difference you can make just from these small changes. And that's another big thing. So, just putting yourself out there, trying something new. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. It doesn't matter if it's not 100%. Because if you went back to the videos in this group and actually looked at the first ones I did, they were so nervous. I was so like rigid, and the way I spoke was just completely different. So just don't set yourself a small challenge, because do you know what? You can dream really big, because once you start to make those small changes, things start to happen so quickly. So it really is, you think, oh, I'm just making small changes, but they have a huge, huge impact. So please do not underestimate the power of them. They really do have a massive, massive impact. And yeah, I can't say, like, it probably was, I think it was 2018 I started that gratitude journal, and 2020, like I said, I didn't have a business to early 2020, and I was thinking back of everything that's happened and how quick it's happened, and it really has just been from setting that intention and being brave. Like, that is it. I have to get over my imposter syndrome that says people are going to judge me and who am I to do this and all of that stuff. But I love doing it. I love the connection. I love this group. Like, it just gives me so much passion. And I think, you've just got to sometimes put yourself to one side, put your ego to one side, and do what you love, rather than thinking what's everybody going to think. So even if it's you want to start meditation, because when I started doing that, everyone around me thought I started talking about angels and guides and things like that and reading tarot. People were just like taking the piss out of me. They were like, what are you doing? And, I had to put it to one side. I thought, it doesn't matter what people are saying. I'm enjoying it. So go with what you enjoy. At least a couple, maybe 10 card reading too. Yeah. And yeah, the card reading, I wasn't doing live card reading or card reading for any money at all. When I first started in 2020, I wasn't brave enough. I'd done them for friends, and I never thought I would incorporate that into my life coaching business as well. I thought them two were very separate, and they had to be kept separate. So I really thought card reading was one thing, my life coaching was another. How wrong was I? They are so joined. And me and Christina were saying about this as well, how I have naturally these very two sides, and I want you to think about this from your point of view. What are the things that you kind of got told when you were younger that you were maybe too much or too something? Everybody's got that, oh, you're too loud, you're too this, you're too that. For me, I was too straight talking. That was what I got. I was too, people couldn't take my straight talk. And now I have these two sides that marry up. So I have this one side that's very like leadership coaching, mindset coaching, straight talking, to the point. And then I have this other side that's very like naturally connected to the universe, really feminine energy, doing my cards, doing my meditation, all of that. And the two just marry up perfectly. But I'm a Gemini. I'm like, I need to embrace, these are my two sides, and that is each side of that is me, and they just go together. But previously I always parked one for the other, and I want you to think about that. Don't park anything. The thing that you were told you were too such and such is probably your superpower. So have a think about that. Christina's saying too chatty. Yeah, you are not too chatty. So really think about these things, because these are your superpower. And that's mine, that I have these two sides naturally. And I feel that comes out in the business. So I have like magnificent life with the membership and all the intuition and connecting into your, like Christina says, your feminine goddess. And then the other side, which is the chatty straight talk and manifesting straight talk. So yeah, and just bring out what you need to bring out. And Lisa gets told I'm too soft. There's no such thing. That's a loving person. That is such a nice trait to have. All it's about is now finding them boundaries, so that there's a difference between soft and then being walked over. So yeah, you're not too soft. You've just got a lovely heart, and that's such a nice thing to have. So yeah. So I'm conscious I've rambled on for half an hour now, but thank you all for joining me. And just to recap, the flash sale will be coming this weekend. So I am celebrating Friday the 13th with a bang, because I love 13. So we are going to be celebrating that. So we'll be putting a link in the group tomorrow, and I'll be sending it out on email as well for you. So you go on the link, you get your 25% off coupon, and you can literally use it off anything. So any course you want, if you want to join the membership, you get 25% off the first month, or if you're signing up to an annual, you also get 25% off that price. So that's a good one. And then you get 25% off if you book any sessions, and yeah, any meditations, that type of thing as well. So please just let me know if you're watching the replay, any small changes you want to make, or anything that you've watched this and thought, oh, that resonates, that's me. Also, what's your superpower? What were you told you are to anything? Can you email? Yeah, of course we will. Do you want me to add you to the email list, Lisa? Just pop a yes in if you want me to add you to the regular email list, and I'll get you on there, and then you don't miss anything as well. So thank you so much. I love these Thursday lives. Please, if this time isn't working for people, just let me know, post in the group or message me. I can be flexible on times, and because I want to reach as many of you as possible, but I love the turnout tonight. Thank you all for coming. And I will be in tomorrow to remind you all about the flash sale for Friday the 13th. And let's get any spooky posts that you have, or anything that's happening for you Friday the 13th, post them in the group. And I'm going to do a special podcast episode for tomorrow as well on working with the universal whispers, because I find that 13 is so magical. So I'm going to do that as well. So that's going to be in there for you as a podcast tomorrow. All right. Well, night everyone, and see you soon. Bye.